Okay, welcome, Mr. Jibril. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. And I thank you so much. Yes, so good morning. Good morning. Oh, yeah, welcome, Mr. Matthew. Thank you. I thank everyone for joining. Great. So we can, kick this off and, call it a day today. I know it's quite a lot to stick through for workshop. It's quite a lot. So thank you for your commitment. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Matthew. Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome. I think we will kick off now. Let me just inform everyone in the group we have started. And we'll start. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Can we all see my screen? Can I just say a thumbs up in the chat box?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Albert. Thank you. Okay, so once again, good morning, everyone. I don't want to keep us here for long, so just in 1 hour, we are going to be done, okay? Because this is the final meeting where we'll be meeting face-to-face online. And so we're just going to be discussing on post-implementation reflections. If you have, implemented your lesson plans, how did it go? What are reflections, just to talk about it. All right. So we are going to go into it today. So I'll still welcome everyone to today's workshop on post-implementation reflection. And not just me welcoming you, also our team, the PhET team, Rebecca Vieira, she was with us on the first day, Zakumbasu, Shola, that's the PhET team in Lagos and also in Kenya, and also other PhET fellows across Africa that has joined us 1 week or the other during the course of the online face meetup. Okay, that's the synchronous meetup. So we are welcoming you again, and we appreciate you for taking this time because this shows passion. This shows the a need to grow. You having a growth mindset. This shows dedication to your craft, to your work, to your profession, to your career. Okay, because it's one thing to just be in a career line. It's another thing to be dedicated to it. And being dedicated to it is making sure you're improving every day, looking for tools that would improve your delivery. It's just like a craftsman, maybe a furniture man or a building construction person. If the person doesn't learn on the new techniques of building or furniture that is in vogue now, the person would simply just die out. He will phase out of the market and he won't grow. But when he continuously learn new technique, new models on how to learn, he would definitely grow. His income would also grow because what is it about having an increase in income? It's all about you adding more value to your skills, more value to yourself, and definitely your income would grow. So we appreciate you for taking this part, joining us in the first workshop and being here till the last final synchronous meetup. This is not the last of us seeing or meeting. We have a Facebook group. You can ask all your questions. I am here for you. We are here for you to support you through this journey. And please be in the community. I have set up a Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. Share with your colleagues. Okay, the Facebook group is where, we just have fun. We can't interact and have fun like that on WhatsApp because it might disturb others. But when you're on the Facebook group, it's quite easy to manage. All the activities are quite easy to manage. You have resources, you have things to do, you have materials to share. Things just come as a science or math educator, and please do share them. It's open to us, okay, for learning, all right, and for our growth. So please do join every of our community apart from the WhatsApp group. The Facebook group is also important for us to join. Okay, so welcome everyone once again. All right, so in still welcoming you, it's just to let you know about the facilitators. Okay, this program workshop is being facilitated by DTW Foundation, and which is the creators of DTW tutorials, an educational channel on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube. Just search DTW tutorials. You find us there on YouTube. We've been providing educational content for students on maths and sciences from 2017. And we have some educational apps on Google Play Store, which you can check that would help your students or even children prepare for the exams here in West Africa. That's JAM, WAEC, BC and NC. We all know the exam. So on the channel, we encourage science and technology and engineering study and maths study. That's what we encourage students to, support them to love it. And with that in mind, we also diversify into teacher training and development, which is one of the things we're doing to also support teachers in getting the best learning techniques and learning tools and pedagogies to support their student learners. So it is easy for students to get STEM concepts, math concepts, science concepts, physics, chemistry. So they would enjoy and love science, because whether we like it or not, science is the bedrock of any country. Science is the bedrock of any country. I mentioned it last week that look at coronavirus. Who stood in the front line? It was science. So, and after COVID, there was a depletion in workers, especially, abroad, because a lot of them died during the pandemic. So that's why you see the ship, a lot of Nigerians, got jobs there and went there. So who will fill the gap here in our country? Recently, this morning, actually, I and my husband were discussing, this company, GSK Pharmaceutical. If we know GSK, I think they do most of the vaccines that we use for children in this country. So me and my husband were discussing, this is a serious matter. We've not actually started feeling the impact. A friend of ours, a family friend of ours, went to the hospital to vaccinate his child, and they were low in supply, saying they don't have this chickenpox vaccine, all those vaccines. So, hey God, so he said, Cap, these are things that with science we can produce here in our country. It's just the same science and it's the same brain that we have. Are you with me? So we need science, and you are very important because you are the bedrock. Why I would emphasize it's not even a university, because it is how a student passes through primary education and secondary education that would give him the zeal or willingness to pursue science. If he doesn't enjoy or understand science during those particular stage of education, it will be difficult for him he won't even want to dare go into any sciences, because he will just feel it's one big mountain.
today.
He will just feel it's one big mountain and won't want to go there. So it's important. Science is important. That's why we are here to promote this in our country and in Africa. It's needed. Before you know what's happening now, almost all vaccines will be imported, and you can imagine the price now with our dollar price in Nigeria. So I don't even want to think there, but I will say, let me not being selfish-minded or whatever. I will say, okay, I thank God, because my baby, I think the next vaccine is 1 year, 6 months. I think that's the final major vaccine. Then the 2 years, little vaccines. I think the final, I have to get measles, MMR2, is it chickenpox 2, which other one? And I don't even want to imagine how much I'm going to get it in January, because that's when I'm going to do it. So people that don't even have the money to get these vaccines, what's going to happen? We have not, the gap, the effect of this won't be felt until some time. Then we'll start hearing of cases of, God forbid, it won't happen. I just, I was just talking to my husband. I said, I hope there will be an intervention, maybe from, I know Bill Gates Foundation is onto polio You know, I just hope our government look into it, that come or see, this is a gap. A whole GSK close up and pack up from our country. Who is going to fill up that gap? I just hope something happens, you know. So we here, let us also, you know, we can't see, you know, sometimes I see that we can't solve. I just look at myself, I say, we can't solve the whole problems in our country, in our continent, Africa. But let me do what I can do. That bit I know I can do, let us do it. In our niches, let us do it. Okay, let us not just give up on everything. In our niches where we are in our classroom, let us do it. Let us give the best to our students. Let them enjoy STEM learning. Let us spark up their curiosity that they want, what is in this vaccine that we can't even manufacture? You know, before you know it, you know, the way all these startups are springing up in fintech, in whatever, it can start in health tech, health, manufacturing. And it all starts with this teacher in the classroom and that young student. It starts from primary education, it starts from secondary education, not university. It is not. It is what has been built up in this, from our K1 to K12, it's what has been built up that would give them the zeal and courage to push for sciences. So your part is extremely important. It is not negotiable. I hope you're getting me. It is not a negotiable as science and maths educator. Our part that we play is not negotiable. So please, I encourage you, move on, even if it feels no one notices us. But please do move on. It's for the betterment of our future. Please do continue. I encourage us to continue. Okay? And I know, see, I know that if you are adding value to yourself, definitely finances will grow. That's all. That's what I understand, and I've seen it work. So please, thank you. We appreciate you once more again. So moving forward, post-implementation reflection, what are we going to be discussing about? Okay, so it's just a reflection tool, okay, that should be used to evaluate your lesson plan after you use it with your students in the classroom. I have anyway, Madam Soad from Libya, she sent me a document. We're going to go through it together. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question after I finish this slide. It's good for self-assessment as soon as you implement your lesson plan. So please, immediately, for those that haven't done you've not implemented your lesson plan, please do as soon as you finish your lesson. That is always advisable that day. Don't wait till the next day. You might forget the next day, and before you know it, in 1 week, you have not done it. And when you want to do it now, you would have forgotten your experience, what happened. You have missed out some little minute, very critical details. So it's always good you do it immediately after you have implemented your lesson plan. So you assess it. What can we change? What's on the activity sheet did the student not get? How did I not take the class well? Or did I not set some protocols well? You know, it's like a reflection tool for you. So at this junction, I'm going to ask, has anyone implemented their lesson plan? If you've implemented your lesson plan, let me see a thumbs up. Monsurat, have you implemented your lesson plan?
No.
Okay.
I haven't.
Okay, no problem. Anyone that's implemented their lesson plan? Let me see in the chat box. I know nobody wants to talk, but yeah, let me see chat box. If you have not, tell me where you are now. Mr. Elijah.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you implemented your lesson plan?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay, where are you now?
I'm in Lagos,
Okay,
Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay, yeah. On the course, where are you on the course?
I'm yet to start anyway.
Okay, that's fine. Please do start, please. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I see Mary. Do you want to speak? Have you implemented yours?
I've not started.
Okay, you've not started. That's fine. Okay, so I think have you been seeing, anyway, before the end, I will ask questions. If you have any question on how to start or what to do, if you're having any issues, I will take those questions. But let's quickly finish through. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So it's important. So when you get to this point, it's important after your implementation that you do a reflection. Okay, so what are the basics of the post-implementation reflection? So the first one is, did it make the learning goals explicit and ensure students understood and valued them? So these are the questions that you should go through. I'm about completing my activity series. Oh, good one. Good one. Abdul Baki. Good one. Okay. So just keep on going. All right. So the first question is, your learning goals, are they simple? You remember that was the first thing you learned in the introduction, selecting a PhET sim. Okay, how to set your learning goals. So that was the first thing. So your learning goals should be simple and quite understandable. Okay, the second thing is, did it provide students with clear expectation about the flow of the lesson? This depends on your activity activity sheet design. It should have a good flow, a logical flow, okay, of how it evolves. You don't just bring, like, you don't arrange them the way we teach. We teach from introduction, then define the concepts, then we start with examples. There's a logical flow. So your activity sheet, the activity sheet is centered around the simulation you use. So did you follow it logically in a sequential manner, so the students understand the particular concepts that you're trying to explain to them? Okay, so those are the questions that you would ask. And you will know that after implementing, because if it doesn't follow, you will see some students get confused at some point. They'll be like, well, this question, they won't be able to follow through. So you will know and tick that. All right. So another thing you would also try to reflect on, did this room setup support student collaboration and teacher facilitation? What do we mean by this? During an implement, what we are doing is like an active learning environment. That's the strategy we're using. So how did you set up your room? Classroom management. Was it easy for you to go around? You have to rearrange your classroom. Was it easy for you to go around and, check what student is doing? Did it support? Did you group them? Did you group them well? All right. So all those you have to ask and tick the box after your implementation. That's what you reflect on. Another thing to reflect on is, was the technology ready to use and in appropriate student to device ratio? Yes, we understand that sometimes there are not enough devices in our classrooms. Okay, but it depends now on the strategy you use. You can use the whole class inquiry strategy, where it's just a projector and your laptop. Okay, and if you have devices, at least one device per 4 students or 5 students maximum to use. And some teachers ask, oh, even if we don't have projector and all, what can we do? And I suggested that, collaboration is not only on student collaboration, it's also on teacher collaboration. You can talk to your teachers, okay, and just say, oh, please, during this period, can we have your phones to use for this particular exercise, for this particular PhET activity? Because the PhET simulations work on the mobile phone effectively. So you have to check that. As I said last week, Saturday, one of the things you prepare before implementing your PhET lesson plan is that a day, at least a day before your class, before you want to implement, make sure that all the devices have the SIM that you want to use. Make sure you have downloaded them, because you never know what the internet can do to you the next day. Are you with me? I spoke of my experience, how I went to a school and that area, there was no internet. It was a problem. For like 30 minutes, to 40 minutes, we're looking for how to download a sim. But if I had prepared well, I would have sent it to the head of department, the head of the science department, and told her, okay, please tell your teachers to download these simulations on their laptops. This is what we are going to use. You get a day before me arriving, because the PhET Sim, which is a very beautiful thing, because they plan towards the need for, the barrier of internet. All right, you can download the PhET simulation and it will work offline without the internet. So you need to check for technology use if it is ready. Okay? And also you have to check, oh, hold on. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Yeah. Also, you have to check if your environment fostered active learning. Okay? This student-centered? Was it engaging? Did the students have a voice? As I said, most teachers might not be comfortable with the noise that we generated during these PhET activities, but you have to be used to it. Okay, you have to shift that cultural mindset of your class always has to be quiet.
We are trying to, but your name isn't showing whenever we.
Are you with me? You have to shift that particular cultural mindset that everything has to be quiet. Your teacher, your students have to be quiet. No, in an active learning environment, there should be noise. But you can always put protocols that will checkmate the level of noise. That noise isn't just unwanted. It is active talking, think, peer, and share between the students, which foster creativity and collaboration between them. So you should check if your PhET activity, like if I come maybe to observe, maybe I'm an observer in your PhET plan in implementation, and the whole class is quiet. You are not doing active. That's not an active learning environment, though. Okay, it is just you and the chalkboard, and you are doing rote teaching, pedagogy. Are you with me? So students have to have a voice. So you as a teacher, you have to provide protocols, okay, and scaffolds to direct them. And when the noise needs to be reduced, you have to have protocols in order to notify them about that. Okay? Did it promote equitable student engagement? What do we mean by equitable student engagement? Even with the girls and boys, mix them up. Are you in a mixed school or maybe single girls or single boys school? In that case, the active ones are among them. The ones that, semi-active and maybe very low active. Mix them up. So, they can sharpen each other and engage. So you should check for this active learning environment. Okay? So another thing you should also check is your sim activity facilitation strategies. Now, for the teacher, did you use the simulation to provoke interest and ongoing inquiry? That's on your activity sheet. You must have been taught that. Did you monitor and promote student engagement? This is what you should ask. Did you address the needs of diverse learners? All right, diverse learners in case that there are some learners that's in some cases where maybe there are people with disability. There are tools in the PhET simulation that addresses that. There's the voice tool, that caters to people that can't see. There are other tools that when you touch, it speaks. Are you with me? So did you address the needs of diverse learners? Did you monitor and promote student engagement? Did you use the simulation to provoke their interest and ongoing inquiry? And for the students, did they fully explore the relevant features of the simulation through open play? You remember last week, as I said, one of the things that your activity design sheet should do is to make sure they explore those particular features of the simulation that would take them to the learning goal in their open play. Are you with me? When you were going around monitoring the groups, were they asking their peers questions inspired by the simulation? Did they use the simulation to test their prediction and explanation from your activity sheets? Did they discuss how their thinking was similar to or different from what they observed? You know, you have to ask all those questions because you know from their engagement, oh, teacher, we discovered this, you discovered that. You know that you have, you know, you have provoked things from them. They are now thinking, you have inspired them to think out of the box with the simulation. You then use the activity sheet as a tool to illustrate deep thinking. You know, the activity sheet can collect data and also draw conclusions or make predictions. So did it do all this? You as a teacher should tick the box. You know, in the Coursera course, there's a form, there's a particular template that has all this that you have to tick. And where you see that, oh, this didn't happen, you go back to your lesson plan and activity sheet and see how to impute it. Okay? Now, the final and most important reflection in all this is, did this lesson help students achieve the intended learning goals? That is the final, most important reflection that you have to ask yourself. Did you achieve your learning goals? Okay, you know, I said this, I showed you of the PhET, my lesson plan that I published on the PhET website last week. I showed you, and I showed you there was a final question, check, like an evaluation and assessment to check if they got my learning goal. And I told you of how they answered. So this gave me the assurance that they understood my learning goals after taking them through some activities on the simulation. So it's so important that they understand the learning goals. Okay, so at this point, I am going to, I am going to share our colleague, Madam Soada, I'm sorry, from Libya. Okay, I'm going to, her English isn't that, she speaks Arabic, okay, but beautiful enough, she has implemented her own lesson plan. So she said she is going to type it out in English for me, so, you know, I can go through. So we'll just quickly go through this together. All right. Are you guys with me? Can I see in the chat box? Are you with me? Can I say yes? Can you guys hear me at all? Are you guys with me? Okay, good. Okay. Okay, Jubri said I'm done with activity week. Okay, good. Oh, thank you. All right. So now let me quickly go through Madam Suada. I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. I'm so sorry. From Libya. He said, I'm a teacher in the second stage of basic education, which we call the preparatory or middle stage. My academic specialty is science and chemistry. I study science in all its branches. I share with you my experience in implementing the PhET lesson plan. Before I touch on that, I will tell you about my traditional method for explaining the lesson. I prepare the learning objectives in advance, and during the class, I write the objectives on the blackboard and ask a motivating question as a kind of preparation for entering the lesson. Then I explain the lesson using either writing and drawing or blackboard or using an educational method. So she's telling us about traditional method, okay, that she uses to explain a lesson, all right, that she writes on a blackboard, okay, and asks a motivating question, all right. It says she now prepared for the purpose and the end of the class with an application question to measure the extent to which the students have benefited. After joining this training course, I benefited from many skills, including how to prepare a professional lesson plan. I will show you one of the lessons I prepared, okay? So the title of our lesson is Forms of Energy and Their Changes, okay, for science. Our level is seventh grade, 13 to 14 years old. You can see beautiful. This is the overview, beautiful, following first standard. Okay, says 45 minutes, the PhET sim, this is her PhET sim, her learning objectives. It is written on the blackboard for students to see. That enumerates the students now different types of energy and give examples from everyday life for the student to discover how can energy be converted from one form to the other, to explain the reason for the decrease in the intensity of the lamp's illumination resulting from converting sunlight into electricity when clouds increase the sky, to explain why the propeller stops moving when clouds increase in the sky. So this is her plan, her activity sheet. It says introductory time 5 minutes. It contains questions that explore students' previous experience, and this is like pre-lab. This is pre-lab. That's what she did here, pre-lab. Okay, and using the method of direct questions to students. Okay, questions asked: what are the different types of energy? I remember examples for different energy. You remember examples for different types of energy, okay? Remember, as I said, she couldn't present this because her English isn't that fluent, all right? So open playtime. I will use the computer room in the school where there is a device for each student. Oh, lovely. All of which are connected to the teacher's device. And through it, the simulation is opened, running it on the device without the internet. Lovely, without the internet, okay? So that each student can play with it and explore it. The activity sheet is distributed. Are you seeing her lesson plan? Explanatory. She's giving you the steps. So if any teacher comes and pick up this lesson plan, you can implement it because you understand, all right? It says play with the simulation 5 minutes to find out what this is, okay? Describe them and list 3 main things you discovered. So they will do this. Say mention 3 things you discovered about it. So they do this. Collecting and interpreting time, data, 20 minutes. Here, ask the students to continue in exploring simulation and as standby, distribute this related to the simulation to do. So students write down their observation regarding the questions asked. Okay, great. What are the different forms of energy? The rights? Can steam be converted into kinetic energy? Explain your answer. I'm sure they're going to play with the simulation, all right, to find out that. So what happens when the temperature increases at the bottom of the jug? You know, the rights here. How do we get light energy from the sun? They must have played with the simulation to try to answer that, okay? So moving on, what happens here by watching simulation, what things give kinetic energy? So here also, there's a post-lab activity, 15 minutes. In this part, students' observation and findings are summarized in bullet points on the board so that students can write it down in their subject notebook. Okay, so different type of energy. Then they start mentioning the different types of energy. Are you with me? And can energy be converted from one form to the other? They write and, write all that things. What factors affect the amount of light energy produced from the sun? What factors that affect the thermal energy generated by steam? And thank you, your loving teacher, Mrs. Swada. Okay, so this is her lesson plan and how she implemented this. So I'm going to quickly stop sharing. And Swada, no matter how little your English is, I would love if you can, just say a few things. Were the students excited? How did it go? In any way you can put it. Is it possible? Can you just speak a little? You can speak a little. No problem. We'll be patient. Are you with me? Is she here? Let me check if she's here. She's in the list. Okay. Madam Sohada Gilaga, Hey, Jesus, I'm so sorry. You can unmute and speak if you're there. Okay, but as we wait for her, any other person, tell me, have you, apart from implementing your lesson plan, have you used it at all in your class? Any person? Apart from, using the main thing, exploring, have you done it? Have you used any simulation before in your class? Let me know the reactions of your students. Can someone speak?
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, my name is Elijah.
Okay.
I teach physics.
Oh, great.
Yes. I've been able to use the physics simulation that is on a projector.
Good.
So with my little experience with the student, they were able to use the projector simulation. They fire bullet from a gunshot, something like a barrel, to a target floor. So it's usually at a calculated time. So when the time is properly calculated, the bullet, excuse me, the bullet will hit the target at the middle. But if the bullet is fired and it's not hitting the target at the middle of the structure, that means it's not well calculated. So the students, normally they will bring out their barrel to do the timing, the calculation, so that when they fire the bullet from the barrel, it will be able to hit the target. So that is a little I've been able to do with the students.
So were they able to get your goal, what you were trying to achieve?
Yes. First of all, I introduced to them projectiles as being objects that are thrown. They are thrown and they usually resist air resistance. They also defy, what do we call it, the acceleration due to gravity. Projectiles will be in form of catapults in terms of warfare. Also in sports, we have javelin, we have shot puts, and others. So they have been able to explore projector.
Okay. Were they excited seeing like a real presentation of projector?
Sure, it was really fun for them. It was fun, and we are very excited.
Nice. Thank you, Mr. Elijah.
Thank you. Yes.
Has any other person used it? Anyone, maybe to introduce a topic? Okay, not necessarily maybe the full lesson plan implementation. Maybe you used it to introduce a topic or to give assignment or something. Has anyone used it at all? The PhET simulation.
Yes, I have.
Please tell me,
So,
tell us about your
my
experience.
name is Abdul Baki. You say, yeah?
I said, continue, speak on.
Okay, so I teach chemistry.
Great.
So, and for, yeah, so I use the simulation on building, on building an atom to explain the subatomic particles. So, and to show the stability of the atom. It was so.
Hello, Abu Baki. Hello. See my network. Hello, can you guys hear me? Someone hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma, we are hearing you. I think
Okay,
it's his network.
it's his network. Okay. Abduli, have you used it before? This simulation in class to teach?
Ma, no, I'm yet to use it. You know, I'm here in Nigeria on studies, so I don't have the privilege to go to class to use the simulation. But I'm really practicing. And when I get back to the Gambia,
Oh, okay. You can actually. Wow, I think the internet is bad today. Almost everywhere.
yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening. You were
Okay,
saying
yeah, I
I
said
can.
you can implement it. You can maybe approach a school and just say you have something you want to research your project you want to implement, say educational, you take the students through it, and you can now tell the principal that you can refer them to a training for their science teachers. Give a win-win for both people. There's a way you introduce yourself, make a proposal, and they will not deny you. They want to see if the students are excited. There's no principal that won't want something new and of value to their pupils. You get my point. So you can say that, and they would allow you to implement your lesson plan in a classroom. Are you with me?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I'm getting you. That's right. In fact, currently we are on a teaching practice, but as you know, most of the schools are going on exams. Like
Yeah.
we could not have to, start our teaching practice as expected. But
Oh,
hopefully, maybe after the exams, I will try to see how best at least to introduce them to it, at least one lesson, and
oh,
then I and will experience it with them as well.
oh, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Albert, you can speak.
Okay, madam. I'm Mr. Albert, speaking from Ghana.
Oh,
Mine is
great.
a question.
Okay.
I want to ask a question. It seems those who have done it are all teaching in the second cycle. That is in Ghana. If you are to assess them or assess what they are saying in Ghana, that will be in our second cycle of education. And here I am, I'm in the basic school, to be precise, in the primary school. So there, to use what they are saying, it will be a little bit difficult.
Let
And
me
most
show
of
you.
our primary,
Okay, continue speaking.
most of our primary schools are also in a deprived areas. Me, for instance, I'm in a deprived area. As I'm speaking to you, I have to move somewhere I can get network. So what we do here is we normally use the things around us. For example, if I'm to teach a science topic like mixtures, instead of using the videos and those things, I will just ask them to bring some things that I can use to mix for them to see directly and they will participate. I don't know if that one to qualify to be what we are learning today.
Let me share something with you now. Let me share something with
Okay.
you. Okay. So if you're in elementary, can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. When you get to the PhET website, all right, when you choose for elementary, we have mostly science, math sims for elementary. Okay. So
Yeah.
when you select,
Yes.
you know how to get here, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So when you select maths, you can see we have elementary simulations like number play, number compare. Let me show you this number play. Okay. So this can help you with your maths in elementary. Counting.
Okay.
As it's counting, it's showing the number and what it is written in words. Are you
The
with
name,
me?
okay.
So, and there are
Yes,
games.
please.
There are games they can play also to help them. My child plays this, my 3-year-old. All right. What is this? You 3. It says go. This is just one puppy. Are you with me? So this helps them with their counting. And all this
Yes.
you can do offline. You can download it on, if you're in a deprived place, you can start with your phone. All right. and maybe allow the
Yes.
children play with it. Okay, so here, this is on fractions. You know, children don't really get fractions like that from the beginning, but you know, with this, they can build. This is 1/1. They can use several things to build. Okay,
Yes, please.
let's say we increase this, Are you seeing what's going on here? So this two
Yes,
thoughts.
please.
So with this, if you sit with the simulation, you will know how to use it to teach them. Are you with
Okay.
me? So this is on
Yes, please.
multiplication. Very important for them to know multiplication is a repetitive addition. Are you with me? So 4 times 1, they
Yes, please.
write, checks. Okay, 3 times 1, they write it, checks. You can go to advanced ones. Okay, so when you go through the simulation, you will know how to teach them to achieve your learning goals. So definitely there are a lot for elementary classes. Right now is on the maths part we focus on, because you know, PhET is math and science. Okay, not literacy. Are you with me? So math and science. So
Yes.
for the maths, I've just shown you 3. There are others. There's ratio and proportion. So when you go through the PhET sim, you will see that for elementary, and there's a particular program coming up for elementary maths teachers. I think I shared that on, did I share it? I shared it on, I apologize, on this Nigerians, the STEM education group. Okay, is this it? Hold on. Aha. So there's a particular seminar coming up 13th of December for early maths teachers, elementary maths teachers. So the head of maths team in PhET, of elementary maths team in PhET, is going to be showing us tips, skills to use this PhET simulation. That's all this elementary, to help kids in learning their counting, number sense, you know, strategies and more. So please do join this. I will try to share this on the WhatsApp group so people can join, especially elementary, because a lot of elementary teachers ask me, is there nothing for us? Is there not? And I'm like, there's a lot. There's a lot for you, because we know that is where math, the love of math and science starts. If they don't get their math, it's hard for them to get science. Are you with me? I hope everyone concurs this too with me. If they don't really get it, then it becomes hard for them to get sciences. So we have elementary math simulations for you. Are you okay, Mr. Albert? Are you there, Mr. Albert?
Manuel, come here.
Okay. I think his network too. Okay. So any other question?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
The next question I would like to ask is what you were showing, the screen that you were just depicting right now. What I'm trying to ask is, what I was saying, is it part of the reflection that we are doing? Like using the raw materials for the people, the kids to interact with. Would we say that it's also a reflection too?
I didn't get your question well.
What I was saying is that as I was saying, I asked my kids to bring some things, then we interact with it. So can I use that as my reflectory tool?
Okay, now the reflection tool is the things that you are using to implement the class. Is part of your lesson plan, which is in the activity design. Which part of the course are you in? Have you done introduction to PhET yet?
Yes.
Okay, the next after introduction is activity design.
Yes, please.
Have you done that?
No, please.
Okay, so that is where in the activity design, then you will bring, if you have simulations, you have a simulation you're going to use. If you still want to add materials, you know where you are going now is project based. you are bringing real
Yeah.
life things into class. You also add it in your lesson plan that this and this is what I used. This is how I used it. This is how I use the same. So all those will be in your lesson, your activity design sheets. Are you with me?
Okay.
So
Yes, please.
when you go through that course, you would understand better what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
If
Okay.
you were with us last week Saturday, you would also, is it last week Saturday or
Last
last
Saturday
upper
was
week?
not around.
You
Last
would have,
Saturday was not around.
yeah. So, but on the
And
Coursera course, when you read through, watch the videos, you would get what I'm trying to say and where you can input those project-based materials into your activity design sheet.
okay. How can I download those videos? Will the link be sent to me?
Which of the videos?
The one you just showed.
The ones I showed.
Yes, please.
The ones I showed are the simulations. You can download them yourself. Hold on.
Okay.
That's why the first question I ask is, are you familiar with the PhET website? Are you familiar with this website?
No, please.
PhET.colorado.edu. Okay.
Hello.
No, please.
Okay. So please, I will drop the link, PhET.colorado.edu on the WhatsApp group. So when you go there, you come to simulations.
Okay.
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 You come to simulations, you click on maths. Okay. And it takes you to here, or where all the math sims are. There are other topics, but you know, your focus is math. When you click on the simulation, let me just open it in a new tab. When you click on the simulation, just here, you can download it on your device, any device. When you click on download, it downloads, and you can use it offline. Are you with me? Hello? Okay, I think I've lost Mr. Albert, but I would share all the links on the WhatsApp group again. Links on how to register as a teacher, links on how to find simulation, short videos. I'm going to share all those on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so it says, please, I need the app that I can send to a student that he would use to learn. He is very slow, but I found out he can handle with that. Accessing the app would be easy. Okay, you need the app. The only thing is with the app, with the PhET app, okay, you have to pay $1, $1, but he can come on the website. When he comes on the website, he can play around. Just tell him, just give him the link to whichever simulation. I'm referring to Chukunon. So I see your question in the chat box. Just give him the link to the simulation you want him to work on, and he can work on it. He will just click on the link and it will take him there. Okay? Any other question before we wrap up?
Okay, hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Hello,
Mr.
good
Elvis
morning.
George.
Yeah, my name is Elvis George. I'm a physics teacher from Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm very excited in this new technology, and I must appreciate you for the eye-opening training. I also want to thank you for promising us that the course on Coursera will be open until January, for those of us who are very busy to catch up and complete our training. My question is, ma'am, for somebody who is very fascinated and wants to pursue a career in PhET, who doesn't want it to stop at this level, what are the opportunities for research? Because this is an emerging field, I believe that research should be ongoing, probably at the University of Colorado or other universities that are keyed into this vision. So what are the opportunities that exist probably for masters or PhD in research on PhET presently? Thank you, ma'am.
Research on PhET. How do you mean research on PhET now?
Probably if somebody wants to run a master's degree in education, I believe that there will be researches they are doing presently on PhET or PhD in PhET education presently.
I know there's no PhD in PhET education.
Okay.
That's too streamlined to
Okay.
one point. There's no PhD like that. So it is you. Maybe if you are running a PhD or a PhD, and you want to carry out research on PhET, you get maybe the use of PhET, then you've already passed through the training. So whichever thesis you are trying to carry out, from there, you will know how to apply it. Are you with me?
Yes.
And most of the things on PhET is quite free. Everything on the website you see like this is free. So you can go through their resources. You can even contact, if you need more information on some things, you can contact them and they would respond to you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other question? First time joining and I'm early year teacher. Please put you through. Okay. Yeah, Mary. Mary, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you.
Okay, you're an early teacher. I just spoke. Did you see everything I went through with Mr. Albert?
Yes, I saw it and it's so fascinating. I love it.
Yeah, so there's multiplication. Look, this is so lovely. Okay, there's multiplication here. You can make it harder. Are you getting me? You
Okay.
can change the level. Hold on. Wait, I think, how do you select the level? So you can choose your level. If your child is quite good, maybe knows 10 to 12, you get my point. 8 times 2. So he knows it's repetitive. You get, so from here, he can count 1, 2, 3. You don't, there's a way you set it that you won't tell him that he will count, but he will figure it out from the questions you're going to generate on your own activity sheet. Are you with me?
Okay. Yes, please.
So it all depends on you. So there is for fraction, build a fraction, lovely for kids. Okay, here is number play, lovely for kids. Okay, so please, you can use this to go through. You can use any of these elementary maths because I see a lot of people, oh, I'm teaching early maths. Can I do this? I see there's chemistry, there's no, you can do it. So whichever, like right now, I am working on an elementary lesson plan on fractions. Okay, on building a fractions for grade 3. Yeah, from grade 3, for grade 3 to grade 5. So I'm virtually working on elementary maths with you. Are you with me? So you can do that.
Yes. Okay.
To build up, to follow through the course. So in your first course, Introduction to PhET, you will definitely do select one of these themes, put your learning goals. In the activity design course, you will develop an activity sheet based on which simulation, early math simulation you selected. Then in your implementation, you implement. Like I've implemented ratio and proportion to grade 5. That's primary 4, 5, and 6. I went to a primary school to implement ratio and proportion, and they got it with the simulation. Are you with me?
Yes, please. I'm listening.
Yeah. I hope you're on the group. So any questions you have on navigating Coursera, I would help you out with it. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I really do appreciate.
No problem. You're welcome. Esther, you say, is there simulations on organic chemistry? I think there is. Balancing chemical, I think there are. Esther, are you still here? Mrs. Esther? Mrs. Esther, is she here? Or maybe she left? Okay, but there are simulations, okay? So you can go through the chemistry, just browse through. In total, there are over 104 simulations. So please browse through. Very soon, I will be introducing another particular platform where you can get enough resources. So I'm still working on that. And when I'm ready for that, I will share it to everyone. Okay? So thank you. We have come, as I said, I'm not going to keep you. So
sorry, I have a last question if you like.
Okay, you can ask.
So as for the simulations, I've gone through randomly. So, but I still feel that there are some topics I might like that they have simulations for. So I want to know if the simulations are still in progress, or if they still had more simulations as time
Oh yes, of
progresses. I want
course,
to know that.
of course, they are building every day. Every day they are
Okay,
building.
thank you.
You know, I thank God that
So if I want to make a suggestion, for example, can I get through to anyone?
yes, there was just a simulation, there was just a suggestion, forms. I think that was last month. It was the second cohort. The second cohort. So there was a form that was sent on teachers selecting which simulation. So they had like some simulations in mind that they want to start building, but they had funding for some. So they passed like a survey
Okay.
to see which ones teachers really like. Are you with me? So with that survey, they know the next simulations to now use resources. You know, this is funded. It's an NGO. It's not that there's money everywhere. It's an NGO. Let me show you that.
Understand. Thank you.
You can see their sponsors. MasterCard, Yidan Prize, Hewlett Foundation, Gordon and Betty Foundation supporting them. So, you know, they have to like maximize their resources. So yes, their suggestion. And I always advise teachers that when they are registering as a teacher on the PhET website, tick the box. There's a box that says, do you want to receive newsletters? There's a box that says, do you want to receive newsletters from PhET? Tick that box. When you tick that box, anything about PhET in Africa, it will send you messages. Are you with me?
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so just tick that box. It will send you message. If there's another PhET fellowship or opportunities for a translation, you know, last year we had several translators from Nigeria translating for Yoruba, Hausa, you know, Igbo, and they were paid. So you can just select that so that any opportunities that arise like that, you are informed, you get the newsletters. But nevertheless, anyone I receive, I will share on the Facebook group and also on the WhatsApp group. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you everyone for staying till this time. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now, I want us before we leave, just one exit ticket. Okay, let me know what is your take. You know, this is the last face-to-face synchronous meeting we're going to have. Okay, I just want to see your take on this training. What has it been? What has been the facilitation? How has it been? Can I see it in the chat box? Is it possible? Let me just hear from you before we say our final goodbye on in meeting online. And I want us to quickly also, you know, show our faces. Let's take a quick picture. Can we show our faces? Can you put on your camera? Oh, Raphael Joshua, very fascinating, nice, innovative. It has been engaging. It has been helpful for teachers wish to make a change. Nice, nice. Oh, great, great. Thank you so much. Oh, I see Jeremiah. Oh, let me quickly take this. I see you are smiling very well. Let me take this picture quickly. Okay, I see your smiles, Mrs. Francisca, Mrs. Esther, Mrs. Olubukola. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I appreciate each and every one of us. I am on the group supporting you. I am here supporting you on the group. As I promised, I am going to extend the workshop to January, so we have time, even during the holidays. I would open the group, take your questions, you know, help you go through the course so you have your certificate and can continuously implement in your classroom. So thank you so much and have a very, very wonderful weekend. Thank you. It's an educative reform. Oh, thank you. Joining for, oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you. Take care and see you on the group. Bye, everyone. Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.